Guy Fieri took viewers on an unforgettable culinary journey through Sicily in this special international edition of Diners, Drive, Ins and Dives, showcasing 3 incredible spots that prove Italian cuisine goes way beyond your typical red sauce and meatballs. With his trusted guide, Chef Giacomino from Il Pistaio in Beverly Hills leading the way, Guy explored the island's most authentic flavors. From innovative pizzas with purple potato sauce to fresh seafood that literally tastes like the Mediterranean Sea itself. The episode kicked off at Villa Zuccaro Pizzeria in the stunning hilltop town of Taormina, where Guy discovered what he called a pizza fortress, hidden away in a secret garden setting. Owner Giorgio Di Pasquale and chef Gabriele Di Ignoti have created something truly special here, offering 50 different pizza varieties that blend traditional Neapolitan techniques with creative Sicilian ingredients. The location itself is part of the magic. You have to navigate through one small gate and climb lots of stairs to find this hidden gem. But the journey is absolutely worth it. What makes Villa Zuccaro stand out isn't just the incredible setting but their commitment to perfection in every detail. Chef Gabriele showed Guy their unique dough-making process, which involves a specialized machine that stretches the dough better than human hands ever could. The dough gets a 24-hour rest in the fridge, creating that perfect texture and flavor development that separates great pizza from ordinary pizza. Guy was genuinely impressed by how the machine worked, watching the dough disappear into the roller and emerge perfectly stretched and ready for topping. The first pizza they created together was something Guy had never seen before, a pizza topped with purple potato sauce made from patate vitellotte, a violet potato variety. Chef Gabriele cooked these special potatoes for 20 minutes in salted water, then pureed them with olive oil to create this stunning purple sauce that became the base for their masterpiece. Topped with buffalo mozzarella, gorgonzola cheese, cherry tomatoes, speck Italian cured ham, and finished with walnuts, this pizza was pure artistry on a plate. Guy's reaction to tasting this creation was priceless. He immediately noted how the potato sauce provided a smooth, silky texture with a subtle sweetness that perfectly complemented the tangy gorgonzola. The absence of traditional tomato sauce allowed all the other flavors to shine through, creating what Guy described as a next-level dining experience. The dough itself earned special praise for its perfect texture and yeasty aroma that filled the air as it baked in their 350-degree oven for just 3 minutes. The second pizza featured a green sauce made from friarielli, which is wild broccolini or rapini. Chef Gabriele sautéed the greens with garlic and olive oil, then blended them with some of their cooking liquid to create this vibrant green sauce. Topped simply with buffalo mozzarella, this pizza showcased how Italian cuisine excels at letting quality ingredients speak for themselves. Guy appreciated the earthy, slightly bitter notes from the rapini and how the saltiness of the cheese provided perfect balance. Their final pizza was a spicy creation that featured tomato sauce, mozzarella, spicy salami, induja, a spreadable spicy sausage, local sausage, guanciale cured pork jowl, and crema di pecorino. The induja was the star here, providing what Guy described as a perfect back-end heat that wasn't overwhelming but definitely noticeable. This pizza represented the more traditional flavors that Sicily is known for, with robust, mature tastes that showcased the region's love for bold seasonings and quality cured meats. The second stop took Guy to Ethica Chef's table and garden, also in Taormina, where Chef Antonio Minuti has created what might be the most precise and passionate restaurant experience in all of Sicily. The name, Ethica, reflects their commitment to ethical sourcing, with Chef Antonio foraging twice weekly and ensuring every ingredient meets their impossibly high standards. This immersive kitchen experience allows diners to watch the culinary magic happen up close, and Guy was blown away by the level of precision and creativity on display. Chef Antonio's approach to cooking borders on obsession in the best possible way. He makes everything from scratch, including his own sriracha sauce that ferments for a week, homemade mustard seeds, and even wild oregano oil made by blanching foraged oregano and blending it with sunflower oil. Guy joked that Antonio was crazy, but the chef preferred to call it passionate, which Guy admitted was just another way to spell crazy. This attention to detail extends to every single component of every dish, creating an experience that's more like culinary theater than a typical meal. The standout dish at Ethica was Chef Antonio's beef tartare, which Guy declared one of the best he'd had in 10 years. This wasn't your ordinary tartare, it featured beef that had been aged for 60 days, mixed with homemade sriracha, oyster sauce, the one thing they don't make in Hausa, red garlic, and flaky Sicilian salt. The presentation included wild oregano oil, black baked olives made with espelette pepper from the Basque country, pickled kumquats, and a Mediterranean tartare sauce made with organic sunflower oil, cooked egg yolks, capers from the Aeolian Islands, and wild fennel. What made this tartare extraordinary was how each component contributed to an orchestra of flavors. Guy described tasting the coarse sea salt and sriracha first, then experiencing layers of briny olives and herbaceous oregano that elevated the entire dish to another level. The precision of Chef Antonio's technique, combined with the quality of his ingredients, created something that transcended typical expectations for beef tartare. The pasta course featured house-made spaghettoni with smoked langoustine butter, another example of Chef Antonio's commitment to creating every element from scratch. He made the pasta using only semolina and filtered water, extruding it fresh for each service. The smoked langoustine butter involved smoking the langoustine heads for precise timing, a minute and a half. Flip them, another minute and a half, then blending them with organic butter, tomato paste, and green lemon zest for 5 minutes before straining out any shell pieces. The final dish incorporated grilled langoustines seasoned with red garlic, olive oil, and sea salt, along with charred endive that added smoky notes to complement the smoked butter. Guy was amazed by how silky and creamy the pasta felt, with the smoke from both the charred shells and the endive creating complex layers of flavor. The lemon segments provided bright acidity that tied everything together in what he called an orchestra of flavors. And the perfect pasta. The final stop brought Guy down the coast to the seaside town of Giardini Naxos, where Trattoria d'Antonio represents everything beautiful about family-run Italian restaurants. Chef Piero Blanco works alongside his daughter Martina to continue the tradition started by his uncle 40 years ago, focusing on the incredible fresh seafood that the Mediterranean provides daily. Their location right by the sea means they can source the freshest possible ingredients, and you can literally smell the ocean in their dishes. Their specialty arancini showcased the perfect marriage of traditional Sicilian techniques with creative modern touches. These aren't your typical rice balls. They start with saffron, infused risotto rice cooked with butter and vegetable broth, then cooled and mixed with bechamel sauce made from butter, flour, milk, and a touch of nutmeg. The filling includes Parmesan cheese, pistachio pesto, and smoked salmon, creating a combination that represents both land and sea flavors of Sicily. The construction process requires real skill and patience. After forming the rice mixture around the filling, each arancino gets coated in flour batter and breadcrumbs, then chilled for an hour before frying. The final presentation includes fresh burrata cheese, additional smoked salmon, more pistachio pieces, and fresh herbs. Guy was amazed by how creamy the interior remained thanks to the bechamel, while the nuttiness of the pistachios paired perfectly with the smoky salmon. Their signature linguine with mixed seafood represented everything that makes coastal Italian cooking so special. Chef Piero started with garlic oil, adding cherry tomatoes, mussels, clams, calamari, octopus, and white wine to build the base flavors. The key element was their homemade seafood stock, made from shrimp heads and vegetable broth, which provided incredible depth of flavor. Famous local shrimp and langostino went in with their heads on, contributing even more oceanic essence to the dish. The technique of finishing the pasta in the sauce for the final minute allowed the linguine to absorb all those concentrated seafood flavors, while the starches helped bind everything together. Guy noted how the dish literally smelled like the ocean, and how every component, from the tender mussels and clams to the perfectly cooked shrimp, contributed to an authentic taste of Mediterranean Sea. What struck Guy most about this final restaurant was the genuine happiness and passion of the family running it. Piero and Martina's joy in their work was infectious, and their daily trips to the seafood market to hand select the freshest ingredients showed their commitment to quality. The simplicity of their approach, letting incredible ingredients speak for themselves without unnecessary complications, exemplified the best of Italian coastal cooking. Throughout this Sicilian adventure, Guy experienced 3 completely different approaches to Italian cuisine, each representing different aspects of the island's rich culinary culture. From the innovative artistry of Villa Zaccaro's creative pizzas to the obsessive precision of Ethica's molecular gastronomy, influenced dishes to the simple perfection of Trattoria d'Antonio's fresh seafood. This episode showcased how Sicily offers incredible diversity within its traditional framework. The episode concluded with Guy reflecting on how these restaurants prove that Italian food culture goes far beyond typical American expectations. Each spot demonstrated the importance of quality ingredients, traditional techniques adapted for modern tastes, and passionate people who view cooking as an art form rather than just a job. His genuine enthusiasm for each restaurant's unique approach made viewers feel like they were experiencing these incredible flavors alongside him.